students, welcome to MJC Learning. Today we are going to continue our second chapter of solutions. This is part 6 of this chapter. Earlier we have studied about three colligative properties, that is vapor pressure lowering, boiling point elevation, freezing point depression. These all properties were depend on the number of solute particles and not on the nature of solute particles. Now in this video we are going to study about one last colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. So let's begin. Our topics for this video will be semi-permeable membrane, osmosis, osmotic pressure, what are isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic solutions, what is the relation between osmotic pressure and concentration of solution, how we can find molar mass of solute from osmotic pressure, and last is reverse osmosis. First is semi-permeable membrane. The osmotic pressure phenomena involves the use of semi-permeable membrane. It is a membrane or thin film which has pores which allow the solvent molecule but not the solute molecules to pass through it. Means semi-permeable membrane selectively allow the passage for solvent molecules. So we can say that the membrane which allows only small solvent molecule to pass through it and resist the flow of bigger solute molecules is called as semi-permeable membrane. It can be natural or man-made. Natural like pig's bladder or man-made like cellophane. There are some other semi-permeable membrane also, which are copper ferrocyanide, cellulose nitrate, etc. Osmosis. In this figure, the solvent from the left side is going towards the right side of the container. How this is possible? The reason behind this is the process of osmosis. As we see, in the left side there is only the water solvent, and in right side there is a solution of water and sugar which is separated by a semi-permeable membrane. We can also say that here in this part there is only water molecule, and in this part there is a solute and solvent molecule. Means this part is low concentrated and here it is more concentrated. So when the liquid or solvent flow through this semi-permeable membrane from here to here, it is called osmosis. Means the solvent is moving through a semi-permeable membrane to the solution, or we can also say that the solvent is moving through a semi-permeable membrane from low concentration to high concentration. This phenomena is called as osmosis. As a result of osmosis, the amount of liquid present this side is decreases, means the concentration is decreases, and the amount of liquid this side is increases, means the concentration decreases. So let us see in this diagram. This is solvent and solution which is separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So the net flow of a solvent molecule is from solvent to solution. In this diagram, the solution of lower concentration is separated by a semi-permeable membrane from solution of higher concentration. So net flow of a solvent molecule is from lower concentration to higher concentration. So let's define osmosis. The net spontaneous flow of a solvent molecule into the solution or from more dilute solution to more concentration solution through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. It is important to note that the passage of solvent molecule through semi-permeable membrane take place in both the sides. As both the sides there is a solvent, but the rate of passage from solvent to solution is more, or from lower concentration to higher concentration is more, because of there is more solute particles. Osmotic pressure. Let us understand with the help of this experiment. So, this is a container in which there is a water, and this is a long stem thistle funnel which is inverted in this container. Now, the mouth of this thistle funnel is closed by a semi-permeable membrane. In this funnel, there is a sucrose solution or sugar solution filled. The solvent and this solution is now separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So there is a process of osmosis take place, which means the solvent molecule, means the water molecules, go towards this solution through this semi-permeable membrane. As a result, the original volume of the solution, means this sugar solution, will increase, and it develops a liquid column here. There is a hydrostatic force or pressure is developed due to the liquid column in the funnel. At a point, there is an excess hydrostatic pressure produced which stops the flow of a solvent molecule and pushes back the solvent molecule. An equilibrium is established where the rate of the forward and reverse passage are equal, means the rate of the solvent molecule which are going inside, and because of this hydrostatic pressure, the solvent molecule which are coming back in this container is same, and the height of this liquid column remains same. This point or this pressure which are produced by this hydrostatic pressure which stop the flow of a solvent molecule in this solution is called osmotic pressure. Thus, the hydrostatic pressure that stop osmosis, the process of osmosis, is an osmotic pressure of the solution. Now, the hydrostatic pressure is equal to H. This is height, this is density, and this is acceleration. So, this is the formula for hydrostatic pressure. So, we can define osmotic pressure as, osmotic pressure is defined as the extra pressure one can add to stop the solvent molecule to flow. In other words, the pressure exerted on the solution to prevent osmosis with the help of semi-permeable membrane is called osmotic pressure. It should be noted that the osmotic pressure is not the pressure produced by the solution. It exists only when the solution is separated from the solvent by semi-permeable membrane. Isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic solution. Let us first learn what is isotonic, hypertonic and hypertonic means. As we see in this diagram, isotonic, iso means same and tonic means strength, means concentration, same concentration. Hypertonic means hyper means more, and tonic is strength means more concentrated, or hypo means less and tonic is strength, so less concentrated. So let's now define what are means to this term. Two or more solutions having same osmotic pressure are said to be isotonic solution. Means when there are two solutions and they have same osmotic pressure, they are said to be isotonic solutions of each other. For example, 0.1 molar urea solution and 0.1 molar sucrose solution are isotonic because their osmotic pressure are equal. If these solutions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, there is no flow of a solvent in either side or either direction. Now, if two solutions have unequal osmotic pressure, means we have two solutions and they have unequal osmotic pressure, the more concentrated solution with higher osmotic pressure is called hypertonic solution, and the more dilute solution exhibit lower osmotic pressure is said to be as hypotonic solution. Means we have two solution, एक का osmotic pressure is high and second's osmotic pressure is low, then high wala is hypertonic solution and low wala is hypotonic solution. For example, if osmotic pressure of sucrose solution is higher than that of the urea, the sucrose solution is hypertonic to urea solution and urea solution is hypotonic to sucrose solution. And if we separate these solution by semi-permeable membrane, then there is a flow from hypotonic to hypertonic, lower concentration to higher concentration. Now let's see what is the relation in between osmotic pressure and concentration of solution. So for a dilute solution, osmotic pressure can be given by equation pi, means osmotic pressure, which is equal to N2R divided by V. We know that N2 means number of solute particles, means osmotic pressure is also depend on the number of solute particles, hence it is a colligative property. Now here V is the volume of a solution in dm cube or liter containing N2 moles of a non-volatile solute. R is a gas constant. Pi is osmotic pressure in atmospheric. Now we know that molarity is defined as number of moles of a solute divided by volume of a solution in dm cube. So this term, which is N2 divided by V, is molarity. So we can write pi N2 divided by V is molarity and RT. We use molarity when calculating osmotic pressure, not molality as we used in boiling point elevation and freezing point depression. Why? Because there is a temperature dependent colligative property, means boiling point and freezing point there is a change in temperature, and hence we take molality because molality cannot change or molality is temperature independent. But here osmotic pressure measurement are made at a constant temperature, so we use molarity, not molality. So N2 divided by V is molarity. So we can write osmotic pressure is equal to molarity, gas constant, into temperature. Molar mass of solute from osmotic pressure. Let us find how we can find molar mass of solute from osmotic pressure. We know that pi is equal to N2 RT divided by V. If the mass of a solute in V liter of a solution is W2, means mass of a solute is W2 and its molar mass is M2. So number of moles N2 we can write as mass upon molar mass. So by putting this N2 value in this above equation, we will get N2 is W2 divided by M2 NTV. Or we can find molar mass of a solute. So this will go here and this pi will come down. So M2 means molar mass of a solute is equal to W2 RT divided by pi V. Reverse osmosis. The direction of osmosis can be reversed if a pressure larger than the osmotic pressure is applied to the solution side. Now the pure solvent flow out from the solution through a semi-permeable membrane. This is called reverse osmosis. Means the pure solvent flows from the solution into the pure solvent. Means from solution the solvent will flow through semi-permeable membrane into the pure solvent. This phenomena is called as reverse osmosis. As we see in this diagram, the fresh water and salty water is separated by a semi-permeable membrane. And when the pressure applied on the side of the salty water or solution, the pure water passes through this semi-permeable membrane into pure water or fresh water. Means when we applied pressure here, the water, pure water in this container passes through semi-permeable membrane into this fresh water. Reverse osmosis is used in desalination of seawater, means water purification. So by using reverse osmosis, we can purify water from seawater and we will use that fresh water in our daily life. Let us see one problem on the basis of osmotic pressure. What is the molar mass of a solute if a solution prepared by dissolving 0.822 grams of in it 300 milli dm cube of water has an osmotic pressure of 149 mmHg at 298 Kelvin? Means a solution is prepared by dissolving 0.822 gram. This is solute 300 milli dm cube, means milliliter of water. Osmotic pressure is given 149 mmHg at 298 Kelvin. So this is the formula for molar mass of solute, W2RT divided by pi V. Weight of a solute is given 0.822 grams. R is a constant. T is given 298 Kelvin. It is already given in Kelvin. Volume is 300 milli dm cube or milliliter. We will convert this in liter or dm cube. So it is 0.3 dm cube. Now pi means osmotic pressure is 149 mmHg. We have to convert this into atmospheric pressure. So 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 mmHg at atmospheric pressure. So 149 divided by 760 is equal to 0.196 atmospheric pressure. So by putting this all value in this above equation, we'll get M2 is equal to W2 is 0.822 grams into R is constant into temperature is 298 Kelvin divided by pi. Osmotic pressure is 0.196 atmospheric and V volume is 0.3 dm3. By calculating this all, we get molar mass of a solute is equal to 342 grams per mole. So using this formula, we can find out the molar mass of solute. Thank you.